Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with the second installment of my Shop My Stash series, and if you did watch my introduction, you know that I do this a bit differently than other people because I actually randomize the items that I have in my Shop My Stash. So I do have my list of every item, and yeah, that's basically how I do it. I do kind of want to put in a rule though that I don't want to have more than 2 of each category. So if I do have 2 of one category, I don't want to have a third. So for example, this last month I had 2 eyeshadows, I had 2 blushes and 1 lipstick, so that was all fine, but that's the only rule I have. Otherwise it's completely randomized from my whole collection list. But before we jump into the products, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family, but let's just jump into the products. So I have all my items right here, and I'm just gonna go in the order that I have them on my list from last time. So the first product that I have is this eyeshadow from Colourpop. This is one of the Super Shock shadows in the shade DGAF. So this is a really beautiful shadow, but before I roll this in, I had in my head that it was much darker than I thought it was, but I've been wearing this a few times over the last month and I've fallen back in love with it. It's kind of like a reddish brown base with almost like a goldish green reflect to it. It's absolutely stunning and I love it so much. I am wearing this on my lids today, so I am actually wearing most of these products except one, because like I said, I do have 2 blushes in here, so I didn't want to wear both of them, but otherwise I'm wearing all of the products that's been in my rotation. And yeah, I just really love this shade. I feel like I would still kind of use it more in fall and winter time, which is what I originally said when I rolled it in. I just kind of had a different view on it. I thought it was something different than it actually is, so I'm really happy to have rolled this into the first edition of my Shop My Stash, and I absolutely loved using it. So I didn't reach for this eyeshadow too much. I reached for it 3 times, but that was definitely enough to make an opinion on it. And again, I do have quite a few different eyeshadows that I'm planning currently. I have quite a lot of projects going, and I have eyeshadows in all of them, I believe. So this wasn't really my kind of main focus, but I got an opinion on it and I will definitely reach for this more in the future. So next up we have the blush that I'm wearing today, and this one is from Bobbi Brown, and it's one of their shimmer bricks in the shade Nectar. So this blush looks like this. I have worn this 6 times this last month, and similar to the Colourpop Super Shock shadow, I kind of had a different view on this, or I thought that it would be more kind of a pinky plummy blush, and it does have a lot of pink in it, but wearing it on my cheeks, it is like the blush I'm wearing today, it shows up much more coral than it looks in the pan, at least to me. So this is another one that I kind of changed my opinion on wearing it, and I had this in my collection for quite a long time and I haven't reached for it in the last few years, so I'm really happy to again have rolled this in and gotten a decent use out of it, because yeah, I've definitely reached for this more in the last month than I have at least over the last 2 years, so that's great. And it is a beautiful blush, and it's perfect for summer as well because it just gives this kind of glow to the cheeks. Like obviously this is highlight, but as you can see right here, that's kind of like the blush. But for now I think I am happy to put this back in my collection, because I am also working on a few other blushes, but it is beautiful and I'm really happy that I discovered it. Next up we have the second blush that is in this project, and this is one of the Clinique Cheek Pop Blush Pop blushes in the shade Plum Pop. This one isn't as much of a summer shade than the other ones. It's more of a kind of blue tone pink blush. I absolutely love this though. I have 3 of these blushes and this one is definitely my favorite, so I already had quite a good idea of it before rolling it into this Shop My Stash. But similarly to the other blush, I haven't been reaching for this in at least probably a year. Maybe I reached for it a handful of times over the last year, but not much. I did use this blush as well 6 times, and I feel like that's a decent amount. Again, way more than I would have if it wasn't in the project, so that's really good. And I used to love this blush and the formula of these. I'm not sure if they actually make these anymore, but if they do, I definitely recommend them because they're quite buildable but still pigmented, and yeah, they just look beautiful on the skin as well. So again, that's the only product that I'm not wearing on my face, and I won't swatch them out because I did swatch them in last month's video, so if you haven't seen that you can go and check that out, but I will instead swatch new items once I roll them in. So next up we have an eyeshadow from Makeup Geek. This is one of my single eyeshadows that I rolled in, and the shade is Peach Smoothies. So I had used this eyeshadow a little bit before rolling it in, but not too much. But I have reached for this eyeshadow so much in the last month. I actually reached for it 20 times, including today as well, and I actually hit pan on it as well. So you can see there's a baby amount of pan in it, and I actually hit that pan today, which is quite ironic. I remember using this yesterday as well and thinking that I think I'm so close to hitting pan on it, and it would be great to hit pan on it before this video, just to show you how much I actually used it. And then this morning I didn't really try to hit pan, but I used it, and that's really exciting. So I definitely have gotten tons of use out of this one, and it is perfect because it's a really nice transition shade and it kind of blends everything out seamlessly. And I also kind of in summer now I've been wearing a lot of corally colors on my lids or warmer tones, and this is just beautiful blending them out. I do kind of have this up here as my main transition shade, and then I also have another shade that is like the dark kind of corally shade in my outer corner and in my kind of lower down in my crease. But it is beautiful, and I've definitely rediscovered this. I knew that I liked it, but I don't really reach for my single eyeshadows that often, so having this in the project has been amazing, and I've really been enjoying it. And then the last item that I had in last month's rotation was a lipstick from MAC, and this one is in the shade Crosswires, and it's one of their cream sheens. So again, I am wearing this today on my lips, and it's a beautiful summer shade again. I have worn this 7 times over the last month, again including today, so I've really been enjoying it. But I am panning a lot of lipsticks, and also being in quarantine I haven't been wearing lipstick every single day, so I haven't been reaching for this as much as I thought I would. But the times I have reached for this, I absolutely loved it because it is just beautiful and kind of like a mid-tone color, so it goes with a lot of things. The only thing, it doesn't really go with a lot of cool toned items because it is a bit of a warmer lipstick. But I love the formula of my MAC lipsticks. I have quite a few of them, and it was really fun to have this in the rotation. So I have my randomizer up to select some new items, and I currently have 395 items in my collection that I can roll in. So I'm gonna go and randomize the first item, and that will be 117. So number 117 is actually one of my Stila glitter and glows, and it is in the shade Diamond Dust, so that's going to be really fun to play with, and I absolutely love those formulas, and I think that is actually my favorite shade as well from them, so that will be really fun. And the second item will be 376. So 376 is a lip gloss, and this one is from this Tanya Burr line. I don't know if the company is actually Tanya Burr or if that was a collaboration, but it's one of her lip glosses in the shade Picnic in the Park. Then the third item will be number 270. So number 270 is a lipstick from Chanel in the shade Ecstatic, I think it is. But I'm obviously going to show you that also when I get the items. I'm actually not sure what type of shade that is, so that's going to be interesting. But then the fourth item will be number 33, which I think should be an eyeshadow palette, but let's check quickly. So yes, number 33 is actually one of my I Heart Revolutions eyeshadow palettes, and this eyeshadow palette is actually my Panda palette, which is quite ironic. I'm kind of torn on if I actually should keep this in or if I should roll again, because I do reach for that palette basically every single day as it is, so I think I'm actually gonna re-roll. If you think that's cheating, please let me know in the comments, and I won't do that if this happens again. But I'm actually gonna re-roll for that item. So the fourth product will be number 253. So number 253 is one of my MAC lipsticks again, but this one is in Relentlessly Red. So that is actually the last lipstick that I will roll, so if I roll lipstick again, I will re-roll. But the last and final item will be number 52. So number 52 is actually a single eyeshadow again, and this is Club from MAC. So I'm gonna go and get those 5 items, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back and I've gotten my items. The first thing that I rolled in was the Stila Glitter and Glow in Diamond Dust. I do really love this one. I have used it loads. It's just one of those glitters, and this one is like a silvery base with loads of different colored glitters in it. It was drying out for me, but I actually revived it with some Duraline, and it seems like it has helped tons. So if you do have one of these and it is drying out, try maybe reviving it with Duraline. But yeah, that is a swatch of it, and it's absolutely stunning. Then I can't remember which item I rolled next, but I'm just gonna go through the lip products because I have 3 of them. So the Chanel lipstick that I rolled in is actually one of my favorites. I had a little sneak peek before, and this one is just this kind of pink color, but it has like a blue reflex to it, and it's absolutely stunning. I can't believe that I didn't remember that it was this shade, but I'm just gonna go ahead and swatch it out for you so you can see what it looks like. So that is what the Chanel lipstick looks like. It's just this really nice kind of it's like a satin lipstick almost with a blue sheen to it. It's stunning, and I feel like this will pair really nicely with the Sealer glitter in like a combined look. And also this is one of their Rouge Alloy lipsticks, which is my favorite from Chanel. The second lipstick I pulled in was from MAC, and this was again Relentless Red, which is one of the retro matte finishes. It looks like this, and I really like this lipstick. I have worn it quite a bit. This formula is a bit drier and it's very matte, but I do really love this formula, and that is the swatch of it right there. It's actually quite a nice summery red. It's a bit more kind of coral based than anything, and yeah, it's a beautiful lipstick, and I know that I love this formula, so I'm really excited to reach for this quite a bit in the next month. Then next up we have the Tanya Burr lip gloss in Picnic in the Park, and looking at the tube now it says Tanya Burr exclusive collection by Eye Candy, so I'm guessing it's Eye Candy, that's the brand. I've had this for quite a long time, and I actually think I featured this in items that I want to use up in 2020, so it's really good that I rolled this in because I really haven't reached for it that much. But it's just this kind of nice pink color. I will go ahead and swatch it for you as well. So there you can see the lipstick swatched out. It's a beautiful summery lip gloss shade, and I feel like I don't reach for lip glosses that often, so it will be good to have this in rotation. And yeah, I just feel like it's an easy shade to reach for now in summer. Then the last item is the eyeshadow, which I said is Club from MAC, and it is partly Club, but it's also partly that blue-green pigment from the Wet n Wild quad. I actually did a declutter of my single eyeshadows quite recently, and in that I decided to declutter MAC Club and keep the Wet n Wild one, but when I did that I kind of repressed a bit of both because the Wet n Wild shade didn't really fill up the pan, so I just decided to push both of them into this pan. So it's kind of like a combination between two. I just kept it as MAC's Club in the list, since the Wet n Wild one doesn't have a shade name, but it's just this kind of typical brown blue pigment, and I will obviously swatch this out on my hand as well. So there you have that eyeshadow. It's stunning and I really love this shade, but it's not the most summery eyeshadow, so I don't think I will reach for that as much as the other things, but I'm quite happy because this palette is very different from what I had last month, and although I have a lot of lip products, I feel like I will be able to reach for these products quite a bit over the next month. But that, you guys, was all for this video. If you are liking the series, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and other than that, I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye guys!